Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm very honored to have the chance to introduce you our project. Let me explain just with a few slides who we are and what is our activity. I'm the founder of Progetto CMR, that is an integrated design firm based in Milan, where we have our headquarters. But we started offering a different kind of services to the Italian market in '94. Actually, we have some offices around the world, including China, where we opened our first office in 2002. So we are working in China for a long time, 16 years. And the project today is based there in China. The museum is Duao Art Museum. Is a private museum, open to the public as well. And the client is Chinese entrepreneurs that was in love of this place. We are close to Ningbo. Ningbo is a Chinese city on the sea border of west coast of China. And this is a 50 years old person. And when I met him, it was quite interesting because I asked what was his job. He answered me, I play. I say, what do you play in the stock exchange market? No, I play golf, I play tennis, I play... So it was really interesting to catch up in which way we can follow his suggestion. Coming back to the project, he bought this land that is a very nice countryside, having different cultivation, rice field, and other interesting natural elements. And it was a bunker. Was an old granary where the Chinese army used to stock wheat. So the first idea was started from this, was a place where the people used to storage food for body. So the first idea was to think a place where we can stock food for our mind. So art pieces. The first sketch is try to understand how to preserve the original bunker that was a concrete, let me say, empty box, and trying to connect this box with the natural environment around. But the first time I've been there, let me say, this project was developed in our office in Beijing. So on this project worked different architects, of course, Italian architects, because our design director is Italian, but having Chinese professionals working together on the same place, on the same project. So it's the right mix of cultural integration between Italian views and Chinese background. So I was saying how was possible to connect the natural environment with a concrete empty box. And during my first trip, I was staying on the top of this box and looking around. The panorama was completely different, and all the view and the different direction were different. I took a picture with my phone. Was a panorama picture, and always my idea was how to let the people going there, admiring art, having also the contact with the natural environment. So we started thinking about the feng shui. We started thinking about the 5 elements, but at the end, the connection was with the local elements. So the idea was to try to define a sort of frame, like a painters. And the frame was the frame of the nature. So I imagined to see around having my fingers doing the frame and taking some picture all around. So this was the first sketch representing different elements, looking at the natural environment in a different way, having different views. And so at the end, you can see here the shape is a 7 wings element, looking around and watching different part of the natural environment. The pictures were taken at the beginning of the year, so the green is not how it has to be, because just started growing. But you can see exactly the shape of the building itself. And you can recognize the 7 wings. And then we try to open the relationship directly with the natural environment, not only having the view by the windows, and having some patios, some gardens, and you can recognize very easy the shape of the original bunker, the granary. Sorry, I'm not feel very well. I just arrived last week from a long trip around Asia, so I stayed too many hours in the airport, having a very strong air condition in my back. So here you can see the vision. We tried to define which was the best place to imagine framed in the window. And so we move around the wings according on the vision. And of course, we couldn't stay there so long, but we used the pictures to imagine the different vision. The building is a 3-story building. And also, this was interesting, how to promote art. A few weeks ago, I talked in Beijing regarding during the Design Week, Expo Beijing Design Week, and I said that, as Bruno Zevi, an Italian architect, said, should be architecture a real art form. Painter has 2 dimensions. Sculpture has 3 dimensions. Architecture is all around us. We can touch, we can see, we can change, we can penetrate, we can use, we can modify. So for sure, architecture is art. And this has to be a place where the art can meet architecture and nature. So the effort was to push in this direction all our design elements. We got 3 stories, I said. The first one, the ground floor, is mainly for exhibition. And talking with Tony, the client, also the idea was to try young artists to go there and to enjoy the natural environment before doing some art pieces. So the second floor is an exposition place, but also there are some rooms, private rooms, where the artist can stay, enjoying the place, and having inspiration. And the second floor is more a floor for facilities, having a small bar, having a garden, an upper floor, so you can admire the nature really better. So it's not only an empty place. It's a place where, having different function, you can change every hour, every day, the function of the building itself. Here you can see better the original bunker, the granary, and the different levels, having the view of the natural environment around. the pictures, here you can see the functions, and what I explained before is really a connection between the different elements, architecture, art, and nature. Here you can see from outside, for sure is a strong image. We would like to show that the people, the men, were doing something there. So the architecture is very strong. It's done by concrete, but having this small element that can show you the difference between outside and inside. Of course, we are not in Italy, and we cannot take care a lot about some small details, because if you worked in China or in Asia, you know very well, every time you start doing a job, everything is fine. After the scaffolds went down, sometimes you had some strong surprise. But at the end, this was a very small project, a very small building, so we could take care about all the most important details. And for example, the first exposition was organized during the opening ceremony, inviting a young artist, a local Chinese artist, because the target for the owner is to promote young artists, to go there and to show their ideas, but also to promote the place as the place to find inspiration, to place where to live for some days, maybe talking and meeting some other artists and sharing ideas with them. And so for sure, a place where your mind can fly around. I think this is the last picture. If you have any question, I can answer you. Thank you for your attention. Yeah.
May I ask you why in that place? I mean, why the client choose those places? Because it's original from that area, because it's very strong...
He's from Ningbo. His own office is in Ningbo. We designed his office some years before. And the building was designed by Toyo Ito, and we designed interiors. Yes. And we started working together. It was a very nice, let me say, memory. He came in Milan, and at that time we were working for Armani, doing their showroom. And it was very, very interesting to meet him. We went there, and we met Mr. Armani, but he was completely dressed by Zegna. So he was astonished and was really upset. Oh, I'm sorry, all the time. And the English wasn't so fluent. Then the evening, we went to the Dolce & Gabbana restaurant, and he's dressed by Armani, of course. And we met Stefano Dolce. And so at the end, he was obliged to give us the first project. And talking about the place, he's in love of his country and of his hometown. And so he knows very well all the place around. He grew up in the countryside, so the idea to connect is...
to bring back to countryside what...
Yeah, but offering to the countryside an opportunity,
yeah,
especially for the young. And there is a nice and important school of art in Ningbo, so inviting the artists going there should be a way to promote art in China.
So inside the building there is also space for residents, as you said?
There are a couple of rooms where they can stay. shortly, but they can stay there enjoying the place.
And what about, I was impressed by jacuzzi. Why a jacuzzi on the top of the roof of the museum?
And because
which is
it's
fun,
also
which is a fun, but I mean, who's using the jacuzzi? The owner or
no, for
everybody?
the artist, for the artist. Everything is for the artist.
Pleasure, full pleasure.
This was our idea. You know, if you want to enjoy the place, you have to be comfortable, and you can, you know, you can have an inspiration. Maybe watching the panorama in the jacuzzi, and you know.
Why not?
Yes,
that's a good idea. Thank you.
There is a Chinese garden on the ground floor, and some also we you know, we are Italian, so we are promoting also Italian.
I was impressed by. I never saw a jacuzzi on the top of a museum. That's my point. Thank you so much. Grazie. Ah, sorry.
So how do you attract more people to go there? You said the artist, but how else are you attracting people to go?
He is doing some promotion in Ningbo, but also in China, to attract young artists, offering them the place for free. And then very close to this place, we are half an hour by car from Ningbo, so there are hotels, and every month there is an event to promote the place. So he would like to let this place growing and offering a chance to the young person, to the young artist. Thank you.